Welcome everyone to our next video tutorial where we are going to fix the screw here and make it more realistic so that it attaches to the jaw properly. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to hide the base for now because we don't really need it. And we are going to first start by making the hole go all the way through the jaw to this other side, and then we're going to make a larger hole here. We're going to attach the screw with a retaining ring on this side so that it kind of helps it move back and forth. Alright, so let's go ahead and activate our jaw. And I'm going to double click on my hole here. And I'm going to change my width to 0.625. And I'm going to change my distance to all. And click OK. Alright, so we have that going through all the way. Now we do have an error with our joint for the screw. We'll deal with that later. Alright, now we need to make a larger hole on this side, essentially a counterbore hole. So I'm going to click my hole tool and click on this surface and drag this to the center of that hole. Alright, let's make it 1 inch deep by 1 inch wide. And click OK. And there we have a hole going through part of the way. Now, something I realized I made a mistake on, I'm going to go back and edit that hole. And I want it to be a flat bottom. And then also, I'm pretty sure I cut through the screw. And no, I didn't. Okay, so we're okay there. Alright, so that hole is now good. Let's go ahead now and work on our screw. So I'm going to click on our screw. I'm going to hide our jaw because we don't need it right now. And I'm going to edit this sketch, my first sketch here. Alright, so we need to make this longer. We need to make it about 1.5 inches. But if I were to do that, it would make my screw smaller. So I'm going to delete this dimension and then add a dimension here to keep that constant. And then I'm going to double click on this dimension and change it to 1.5. So now our overall screw just increases in length, but the threaded part stays the same. Let's go ahead and change this to 0.65. Or sorry, 0.6. And you can see that edited this backside too, which we didn't want. And that's because we have a constraint here locking the two together. So I'm going to right click and delete that. And make that 0.75 again. Alright, so there we have our screw with the correct dimensions. I do need to have a slot here for the retaining ring. So let's go ahead and draw that. I'm going to just draw a square for now, and then go ahead and dimension it. So this is going to be 0.588. No? That's a little too small. 0.5 I meant. And then this width is 0.4. And then we're going to want this to be from the front 0.25. Alright, finish our sketch. Now, you can see that groove didn't cut in, but I can double click on my revolve and uncheck that groove area, click OK, and now we have the groove. So now we need to add the retaining ring. One of the great things about Autodesk Fusion is there is a built-in McMaster library. So I'm going to click Insert, Insert McMaster Car Component, and I'm going to search snap ring. Let's go to the correct dimension, which was 5/8 of an inch. And I want a side mount because it can withstand a good amount of pressure. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And we can see our groove was the wrong dimension, so we can go ahead and change that. Alright, I'm going to click on this number here, and it automates to SolidWorks, but I'm going to click on this and go to 3D Step and click Download. And there we have our retaining ring. I'm going to just click OK for now, so it's just in the part. And then let's go ahead and change that groove to the correct dimension. So I'm going to double click on my sketch. Ooh. This is 0.046 and 0.485 and finish sketch. Alright, so there's our groove. Let's go ahead and place or put a joint for our retaining ring into the slot here. So I'm going to go to joint. Now I need to select that midpoint, so I'm going to go to this surface here, hold Control so it locks onto that surface, and go to my midpoint here. And then same thing. Now I have a rigid assembly here, so I'm going to edit that. Click the expansion, and we can see there's a little anchor here. I'm going to right click on this part and get out of the tool first. Right click on this part and unground from parent, and that allows me to now move it. Alright, let's go ahead and place that joint again. Oops. I want to place it on that one. And there we go. Now that is placed correctly. Let's go ahead and check the visibility on everything. Go back to my vise. And now I need to change my joints to make it so that the screw is in the correct position. So let's go ahead and make my joints visible. And then I'm going to find this joint here, right click on it, edit joint. And it is missing a reference because we deleted or we changed the dimension. So I'm going to click on this. And there we go. Click OK. And now we have it in the correct location. Now we do have to set this back a bit, because right now the screw is, if I make this, the screw is going into that. So I'm going to actually delete that constraint and reapply it, but put it there. And then there. Alright, click OK. And now we have the retaining ring in the right place. But we have another issue now. We have this rod part is too long. So let's go ahead and figure out that measurement. I'm going to click I to get to measure. Click on this circle here. This edge here. Alright, I need to remove 0.454 inches from the length of this screw. So let's go ahead and edit my screw. And I don't feel like doing the math, so I'm going to just do minus 0.454. Click Finish Sketch. And there we go. Now it is in the correct location. Alright, so now we have our retaining ring correctly placed. and this is going to be a little bit more realistic. Now, thank you for watching this tutorial. If you would please like and subscribe to this channel and this video to help me make more of these tutorials.